I'm Justin Davis, and you're going to have some fun today. What's up, my friends in RC and FPV? Welcome back to the Drone Camps channel. Today, I have a new review for you. Today, we have something brand new from a company that I haven't seen a lot of quads from. So, very excited to get a message from Speedybee, and they asked me if I wanted to review their upcoming Cinewhoop release. And I'm like, yeah, let me think about that for a second. Yes, I would like to review that 2.5-inch unibody top plate Cinewhoop here with 2.5-inch motors, and it's an interesting design because we have inverted motors on this quad, and what's really neat about it is that they are stepped. So that means that they have different height to them. The two in the front are two different heights, and the two in the back are two different heights. The one in the right rear is rotating to the left, so it is a props out configuration. I have my CADX Vista running in the back with TBS Crossfire, and I have my left-hand circular polarized antenna coming out the back as well. But I have a vertical mount on here, which is very interesting for the CADX Vista placement. I thought that was pretty cool. You also have quite a bit more camera shielding on this one than I've seen in previous Cinewhoop releases. You have them sticking out just a little bit, but they have a special little mount in the front, giving it a little bit of impact resistance in the front, probably about, I'd say, 3 millimeters from the camera sticking out in front of it. It won't be enough to see it in the camera view, but it will be enough to protect it in a crash. So we have Speedybee branded motors on here. We have an all-in-one flight controller with a really nice Speedybee logo on the bottom as well. 2 bolts on this motor setup here. We have 1404 4500 kV motors, and we're gonna dive further into the specs on the Flex 25. But let's go ahead outside now, fire up some Crossfire and some DJI FPV, and let's see what the Flex 25 is all about. Let's see if it can hang with the big boys of GEP RC and iFlight RC. Let's see what you got, Flex 25. Here we go.
Music is love, and love is music. Yeah. Sing the song, brother, sing the song. Sing the song, you could never be wrong. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I've been waiting for a sign. Do you hear that? Now I'm dancing to your vibe. I'm holding it forever, like a treasure from the tree, right from the tree. My body ain't confused no more. Do you hear that? I'm looking at the sky, see the spark and singing. Wait, I've been waiting for a sign. Get up and move your feet. Dance to the beat. Now I'm dancing to your vibe. Girl, if loving you was a crime, then I know I'd be in prison a long time. Cause I love you so, and I want the whole wide world to know. Out of sight, not the might is our till you. Whoa! Be good, baby, be good. Be good like you know you should. We're rocking it together. Do good and good will follow you. A pleasure so supreme, so supreme. My body ain't confused no more. Tell you about it. I love it when I'm high, see the spark while singing. From the sound that leads away. Been waiting for a sign. Hear what the brothers say. Each and every day. day.
Now I'm dancing to your vibe.
Music is sweet for your dancing feet. So get up and move your feet. Let love shine bright along the way. Let love shine in your heart each and every day. I did this Al Capone and Alex say.
We're losing it together. Enchanting wherever on the sea.
Do you hear that?
I know I wanna tell you,
Sing the song, you could never be wrong.
fire burning in you make me wanna sing.
Sing the song, brother.
I've been waiting for a sign.
Out the light, baby.
I'm dancing to your
Out the
vibe.
light to make it right. Flash it from the top to the very last drop, you know. Don't leave no stones unturned. The more you live is the more you learn. Woo! Till live the life you love. In love the life you live. Cause music is mine to give. Live and let others live. And your days may be longer upon this land. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Music is sweet for your dancing feet. So get up and move your feet. Let love shine bright along the way. Let love shine in your heart each and every day.
All right, guys, welcome back from the flight test. I have to tell you that this is a really nice design. Now, one of the reasons that I say that, guys, and let's just go ahead and cut the BS here. Right now it's 2022, and there's a lot of shortage in manufacturing, production, chips, you name it. We're down in everything. If you go in the grocery store, you can barely find what we used to find 2 years ago before the pandemic. So it's really important that when you're going to manufacture something this year in 2022, that you come with a product that's going to be strong, because I don't believe these companies have unlimited access to production right now. Manufacturing is very limited, and for them to get into the plant and have something produced, they better have a nice design and have something well thought out. When I opened up the box, that's immediately what I thought about the Flex25. I looked at this quad and I thought, wow, this really does stand out in the crowd. And first and foremost, we got to just talk about that. There's two things here that really hit a home run with Speedybee's release here. They have made an app available so you connect to this quad with your phone. Not a lot of other companies out there have done that for FPV race drones. Normally you have to go home, use your laptop, and connect it to Betaflight with a micro USB cable. This one is pretty cool because now you can use your phone in the field with the Speedybee app, and you can connect and make changes inside Betaflight. So that's really cool. That's innovative for the whole entire FPV drone industry. I think that's great. The next thing is that they have under and over motors, which basically squeeze these motors closer together on the frame. And this frame, it takes up about the wheel-to-wheel motor width for a standard 2-inch quad. So that makes it also unique in the FPV drone market. It squeezed everything in closer, and we have this over-under design, which you can see the props kind of overlap here, but they are an inverted motor design. So we have a really nice clean airflow We have 1404 motors on here. Those are 4500 kV. They are branded Speedybee on the other side, which I think is cool. They have 4 bolts on the top plate. We've got a unibody on the top, 3K carbon fiber. We've already got everything on here. So when I took everything out of the box, it was pretty much ready to bind up to my crossfire and go, which I thought was super cool. I have a vertical mount, Caddx Vista in the back. I've got a Falcon camera in the front. This is a Falcon Nano DJI camera. Oh, and by the way, they also have an analog version available. So that one's around $200, and this one's $339 with the Caddx Vista and the Falcon camera. They also have a TPU mount up front with a little bit of extra TPU on the front to protect the camera, which I really think is cool. They also include 3 or 4 different cables for coming off the front of the quad, and you can now plug this into your decased GoPro. So you already have the mount ready to go right there. They give you one in the box to start, and you can use one of these 3 to 4 cables right here, 4 cables in this, to be able to plug in your decased camera. I think that's really nice because I'm constantly searching for the right cable for my decased cameras. I have all the cameras, so I have different quads that I fly different cameras on, and they all have different connectors, it seems. I swear to God. But that's nice that they gave you cables in there. They give you extra hardware. They give you an extra receiver mount and Immortal T mount for the back. Looks like an extra, this looks like a top plate above the receiver if you want, or the flight controller. You have some extra gem fan, 65 millimeter, 63 millimeter props in here. Those are clear gray props, 2.5 inch props, an extra bumper guard, and it goes on like this, which is nice. I don't see this breaking either, but I also really love the LEDs, and I want to show you these LEDs close up here. So let me go ahead and plug in my 4S 1500. This is probably about the max size battery that I would plug in and fly on this quad, but this is going to give you the longest flight time. So check out the LEDs. Aren't these cool? And these aren't like your standard LEDs. They feel kind of rubbery. And notice on the prop guard, there's a little tiny foot sticking out right here. That's kind of a nice feature. We've got metal standoffs here, front and back. And it just looks really robust. And I'm hoping that we can change these LED colors inside Betaflight, or you might be able to buy and plug in new ones. I noticed they did mention green ones. But on the bottom, the flight controller is an AIO, and we have a 35 amp version. I think they're also going to do a 20 amp version. You also have a really cool carbon fiber plate that protects everything right here, and it has the prop direction on there, which is an outward facing prop direction. But I love this overlap right here. This is kind of unheard of. You don't see that a lot, so that's kind of a unique thing for FPV race drones right now. But all of the design on here just seems to be so well thought out. And that's what I keep thinking about the Flex25. Not only did they give us kind of a smaller format, but bigger prop size, they gave us cool LEDs, just a little bit quieter design for the size, because the smaller 2-inch quads on 4S can be quite loud. They can also be really hard to tune. So the tune is good on here. The design, and the LEDs, I just have to plug those back in because they just look so cool on. But we have an F7 flight controller as well, and that is from Speedybee, which I think is super great. So I feel like, this is one of those ones that is a high quality quad, and I think the price for the analog one, it's actually really good, $199, and something that's at the 2.5 inch Cinewhoop series. I mean, it's not cheap by any means, but then again, you're not buying something cheap. So you get what you pay for, right? And I think you've got a nice little cinema quad here if you want to put an action camera on there and get some nice cinema footage. I think you'll have fun with this one, and it seems to be fairly indestructible. So if you're a beginner, start out with something like an Emax Tiny Hawk or the Gep RC Tiny Go 4K, which I always recommend, and then move up to a Speedybee Flex25. That would be my best choice right now for a number 2 quad in your arsenal. So start out with a small, Tiny Whoop style quad, and move up to something like this, and you'll love it. Especially if you're flying DJI. The minute you go DJI, You'll never look back at analog. You might go back and fly some of your analog quads, but wow, you can really see the tree branches and do some tree exploration, like we call it on the channel. You really get in there with something like this and explore the backyard. This is a backyard cruiser. You'll love flying this in your backyard. So no matter how big your backyard is, this thing is going to rule the pool. So let me know what you think about the Flex 25 down in the comments. You can check out the link on this one down below, and you should be able to get 8% off your order on one, analog or HD version. $199 for the analog version and $339 for the HD DJI version. But thanks again for watching my reviews, guys. I really appreciate you, and I hope that you do subscribe on my channel, and I'll bring you more cool RC reviews. Take care, guys. I'll see you on the next one.